Welcome to the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Back to the Denton Vibe here with Diva Girl Ellie, and we are on our second episode tonight, and tonight we're going to fill the room. We're going to fill the studio here at Denton Radio. We have a lot to talk about tonight, guys, so thanks for hanging out with us again, and we're going to be talking about the Denton Dance Festival tonight. We have a full house. Thank you, ladies, for joining us tonight. We're going to start with Jasmine, and they're going to introduce themselves. Jasmine, Lisa, Karen, and Jessie. So we're going to let you guys introduce yourselves and what you do and how we're going to get into talking about all this fun stuff.
All right. My name is Jasmine Morris. I am the artistic director for the Cholo Rock Dance Collective. It was formed here at TWU with my partner, Jose Zamora, and then he moved to South Texas, and I kept a part of the festival or a part of the company going here in Denton. So that is my company.
Nice.
I'm Lisa Racina. I'm the director of Denton City Contemporary Ballet. We're the host company, and I'm the founder of the dance festival. We started in 1992, and it's been going that long. I also have a dance studio here in town, Denton Dance Conservatory, 32 years.
Wow. Well, hats off to you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Karen McIntyre, and I direct Green Space Arts Collective.
Nice.
And then we have Green Space Dance, which comes out of Green Space Arts Collective, and mainly students of mine, adult classes.
Nice.
And I started the studio in 2002, but I was going to say this morning I found a Collage T-shirt from 1997.
Oh,
so
wow. So you stand corrected, right?
I've been involved in it for a long time.
Wow, that's awesome. I bet you that was a treasure to find, too. You were like, whoa.
Yeah. I was with a different group then. But
Oh, wow.
I was just visiting in Denton at the time.
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Very cool. I'm Jessie Rosenberger. I'm the artistic director for Simple Sparrow Dance Company. We started 10 years ago after I graduated from Texas Women's, and we have anywhere from 4 to 10 dancers. It changes just depending on the show, but most of them are people that I have my sister grown up dancing with or went to school with. Now currently we have one of my students. She was 10 when I started teaching her. Now she's 25, so that makes me feel a little old now that she's old enough to dance with us. But it's really exciting to kind of have that come full circle.
Definitely. That's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
thank you guys for being here tonight. And I'm so excited to hear about what you guys are going to be offering. Obviously, Denton Dance Festival. And we were talking briefly about just, dance shows that, that I happen to catch. And it's very fascinating. So I want to go ahead and just dive right into it. Obviously, you said you have been going on for how long with the Denton Dance Festival?
This will be year 28.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's evolved quite a bit. We started. I wanted to, present choreography. So we started very small, and I didn't have enough pieces to make a show. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I got to call everybody in Denton I know. And I did. And I called my old dance teacher, and he brought pieces. And that first show, we had dancers from Dallas and Fort Worth from Paul Mahea's company, which was then Fort Worth Ballet. And we've had anywhere from Dallas Black Dance Theater. We've had dance companies from Colorado visit, and from New York City. And so it's kind of evolved into more of a local type of festival, and I'm real proud of it because it does teach my students that there is life after dancing, and after high school, and that they can move on with dancing and come back to it, etc.
Yes.
Jasmine's one of my former students.
Oh, nice.
And and then Karen and I have been doing this together for a long time. She's been dancing in the
So
festival.
real quick, because I know you guys are going to talk about all this, but I kind of want to know how you started in dancing and, you know, how long it's been for some of you, because I know parents tend to put their kids into all kinds of stuff, or was it something that was a late bloomer type thing? A lot of people are like, no, I just started 5 years ago, and then they're this amazing artist. So what's your story?
Miss Lisa was my second dance teacher. I had one before her. But yeah, my sister and I just randomly, like 8-year-old us, was like, hey mom, like we want to take dance class. You know, we just want to take dance class. Grew up playing soccer. We just wanted to try something different, and it stuck. I loved it, and I just never went back. And then I went to a studio here in town for 3 years, and it shut down. And then my mom found Miss Lisa's studio, and I started there when I was in 8th grade, and I haven't left.
Wow.
It's been 16, 17 years. She gave me my first job when I was 15 in high school. I got to teach dance, so it was really nice that I could just come from school, teach my classes, and then do my training and my stuff that I needed.
What
So,
a great
yeah.
opportunity that you gave her. I mean, that's, you know, it's always awesome when you can do that with your passion.
Yes.
And you're just immersed in that whole situation of dancing, and you're there, you know, thinking about it at school, and then you would go over there and do it, and then you teach it. That's amazing.
Well, only special people get to do that.
Jasmine, you must be really special.
She earned that. I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what about you, Lisa?
Well, I was 9 when I started dancing. My mom had decided that if she doesn't put me in ballet, I'm going to turn out to be a tomboy, and she was worried. So she drugged me to ballet class. I wore a yellow leotard, red skirt, and orange tights. And these were hand-me-downs
made your
from the
mark.
next door neighbor. Okay, and I went into a studio that had black leotard, pink tights, and but the whole time I had a wonderful time. The music kept playing. I'm like, oh, I can do that. I can do that, you know. So,
Nice.
and I never looked back either. Once I was there, that was it.
You were set in your
I was
outfit. I think it was the
stuck.
outfit. You were like, I got this.
I was Rainbow Lisa. Bad. But after that, I just kept dancing and dancing. By the time I was 12, I just knew I was going to be a famous ballerina in New York.
Nice.
That's it. Yeah. Done.
You're like, I got this. And what about you?
Well, I began dancing here in Denton. It seems like 100 years ago, but actually it was 60 years ago
No
with
way.
Eleanor Green. And the first place I ever performed was the Campus Theater.
Oh, wow.
For the kiddie show, and I had never been in front of a big audience before, and we did a hula dance,
Oh,
and when
nice.
I heard that applause, I never looked back.
Yes,
That was like candy. I was like, yeah, like that, like played a lot. So, and
Nice.
so I basically, just continued dancing, and then did it through my whole life, and
Wow. Never look back.
never looked back.
So
never
far.
stopped. Never stopped.
Yes,
Never
stop.
stop.
Okay, Jesse,
All
let's
right.
see.
Well, I was kind of a later bloomer. My sister and brother actually started dancing before I did. So I was 12, and I would go and watch their classes, and I would stand in the waiting room, and I would try to learn what they were doing, and I would kind of like bump into the wall, and they're like, what is she doing in there? And I would try to learn everything they were doing, and I don't know why I didn't say I wanted to do it first.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I don't know. But after the first year of doing that in the waiting room,
Yeah.
I actually took an actual class and started. And it was one of those situations where there wasn't a ton of levels. So since I was later, or I was older, I kind of had to go into the more advanced classes and just pick up as fast as I
Yeah.
could. And I loved it. As soon as I was there, I was like, oh, this is what I was made to do. I just love this. I had the best teacher, and she really, was so encouraging, and And so anytime I was there, I was like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. And she'd be like turning the lights out on me. She's like, I got to go home. You got to leave. It's because sometimes she would take us home. And my brother and my sister and I would put on shows for my mom in the driveway or the kitchen.
wow.
Like all the time we were dancing and performing. And so I just never stopped after that. I danced through college.
Nice.
That was all in East Texas. Then we moved up here for college. And then I taught for Lisa off and on. I taught for after I had my first baby and then took a break. And then now I'm back teaching with her. This is, I think, my second or third year. And
Nice.
so it's really nice to be able to teach the students, but then also have my company to work with my friends and older. You know, we're all in our 20s to late 30s. So it's just neat to kind of see the different places everyone is in their lives and in their bodies. And,
Yeah,
you know, I
definitely.
give my kids lots of different stuff that I want to do. I'm like, no, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. You're like, I used to.
I used to. I have a picture of me doing this, so you know I could do it. But I don't need to do it. Now I'm the teacher going, come on, it's time to go home. I got to get home.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing your stories. It's always so interesting to hear how everyone gets started in their field of passion or whatnot. So, okay, Denton Dance Festival. Obviously, this is going to be happening March 6th and 7th. 7:30 at Campus Theater. Okay, so what are we going to be expecting as a patron to come out and see this? What do we expect from Denton Dance Festival? What's going to happen? What's it all about?
Well, it's what I would call it is more of a repertory concert because it is a whole bunch of different companies coming together and
That's
a
pretty cool.
lot of contemporary and modern dancing.
Nice.
It always has been. It's not as classically oriented. It's not your competition dancing. It's very artistic, modern dancing from different choreographers, all different choreographers with different experiences and focuses. The music is a huge variety. Although one year we accidentally had like 3 moon dances. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. One of the companies that had come, I didn't know what they were doing. They were and they were doing moon dance, and I had choreographed to three different, a swing dance company was in there, and they
Oh my
did
gosh.
oh my god.
You're like, we're gonna check. We're gonna check, make sure that doesn't happen.
It's everything I've learned is, been the hard way. So
Just show all the
But-
different ways you can choreograph to that
Yeah.
one
One
piece.
song.
right. That's
Start it
right.
off like that. Yeah.
But no, we have Muscle Memory Dance Theater is coming. Leslie Snelson's the director of that troupe, and then one of my other former dancers, Rachel Wade, is bringing a solo from Arlington Heights High School.
Nice.
And then we also have a new company that's joining us, Odyssey Dance, Denton.
Nice.
And they have 2 directors, Audrey Jones and Ashlyn Rodriguez. They'll be presenting a piece. And then we also have originally Collage. The reason I called it Collage was that it was going to be a collage of arts, music, art, dance, that kind of thing. And so we've got a vocalist, Elizabeth Parborg. She will be singing. And then we've got a concert pianist. Her name is Rosemarie Teppo. And she is actually the great-great-granddaughter of Sibelius, the composer. And I think it's going to be a fabulous show. It's a very artistic show. It's not a lot of commercial dancing is what I would say.
That's pretty amazing. And Jasmine's actually worked with me when I do Lost Poet Lounge, and she was very, very nice enough to come dance and perform at Lost Poet Lounge. So I love
Oh, that's
mixing
fabulous.
all of that. We
Yeah.
did the art. We actually had a live painter. We had the dancers.
Awesome.
We had the poets that were paired with the dancers, and then the music, sensory. It was just so beautiful.
Oh,
So I can
wow.
imagine how this is going to be presented, and it's just being on. We were talking about campus theater, just being really awesome to perform at, and just having the whole, that whole experience, because it's a wonderful theater to begin with.
It
Just
is. Yeah.
just the
It's a
building
fabulous,
itself is
yeah.
Yeah, it's fabulous. and then you add all the lights and all the, it looks spectacular, and then the emotions and the moods of each of the dancing or the performance dancers and whatnot. So how many people are going to be participating in your festival as a whole?
I would say I know we've got about 25 dancers from my company.
Wow.
And then
Four.
dancers, and 8 dancers. Then it's 12.
We have 4.
That's not
50 maybe total?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
50?
At least 50 dancers.
50
Wow.
performers.
Yeah.
Wow. And are they going to be just doing single pieces, or are they going to do multiple songs, or?
Each company does whatever they. I think the limit would be 4.
Oh, okay.
And so I know Karen's doing 2 pieces,
We're
and
doing
Simple
2.
Sparrow's doing 2 pieces.
We're bringing
Three
Okay.
pieces.
3 pieces.
Yeah. So
Okay, so I want to talk about, a lot of people think dance, okay, they think ballet, and I know you referred to it as classic dancing. Give us a little bit of insight of what modern contemporary dancing is for those of us that don't know anything about the difference. What are you going to find in that arena?
I'll take it. I'm the dance
Okay, that's
history
good.
dance
That's very
history
good.
major. Sorry. I mean, the classical traditional definition of modern dance began like way long ago in like early 1900s, and it was a breakaway from ballet. So like the biggest indicator that it was modern was that they didn't wear shoes. One of the early pioneers of modern dance would be Isadora Duncan, and after that would probably be like a Martha Graham, Twyla Tharp type deal, which those are dance names that even non-dance people, recognize and understand. But really, it's just evolved, and it's so different. There are so many different styles now of quote unquote modern dance. Modern dance can incorporate jazz, it can incorporate ballet, it can incorporate improv scores. We've done solos where we just kind of have little vocabulary words, and then our movement is inspired, by those words. So it's just different ways to choreograph and move your body in maybe a not so traditional way, but it doesn't have to be super abstract. It can have a lot of technique involved in it as well. So it's just really, it's very subjective. It's up to the choreographer and the performer. But yeah, it's just a really nice presentation to see, like you were saying, different interpretations of modern dance, what Karen's modern dance would look like versus what mine would look like, or Jesse's. It's just all of our different, unique like views and perspectives.
Very neat, very neat. And I can imagine that with all of the different perspectives, y'all also have a very wide variety of ages that are going to be participating, which is always amazing to watch, especially when, it is obviously a professional level show, and then you get the younger crowd in there, and they just rock it. They just literally, you can tell that they're on a path of a great dance career, or they're really doing what they need to be doing. So what age ranges are we going to be able to find at one of these festivals?
Well, I know the youngest will probably be 12 or 13. And then I know that Karen's company, one of the reasons I really have such respect for them is they're very multi-generational.
Nice.
So they're not going to have a teenager this year, I don't think. No teenagers.
I don't think there's a teenager this year.
Yeah. So I would say
Early 20s.
Okay. Okay.
All the way through mid 60s.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah. So and I think we've always had that type of with Mr.
Even
Klauser.
Klauser.
Yes, Mr. Klauser. Mr. Klauser.
Mr. Yes.
But anyway, he was on faculty at UNT for 5 years in the late 90s. And a dancer's dancer, choreographer's choreographer. Can't say enough about him.
Wow.
And but he had quite a large influence on our dance festival continuing through the 90s.
I remember having the honor of restaging one of his pieces in the Collage 2020.
That's
I mean,
right.
2000.
Yes.
Wow.
2000.
Yes.
And I got to restage one of his pieces, and it was just such an honor
yeah.
to do
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, you guys are in an art where your legacy, I mean, it's just literally like you ladies are talking about how long y'all have been together, and that's just amazing. I'm just like, that's a art legacy that's just keeps going.
It
That's
is
amazing.
one of the nice things about modern dance. Sometimes in ballet, you may not go past a certain age because it is demanding a different way on your body. But modern kind of has a little bit more leeway and grace, and you can adapt to what you're doing, but still be able to perform and create, and not feel like you can't, because you can't do this one box of ideas.
So if you can't get on that knee on the floor,
Then
you can slide all the way across the floor. There is hope for me, guys.
See?
That's right.
That's right.
We were talking about that earlier. That's the cool part of it when you do that. And I don't mean to keep talking about Lost Poet Lounge, but we just had an event at Greater Denton Arts Council, and we did have some of the dancers that were there last time with Twisted Bodies.
Body, I saw.
Yes. And the music, and they did it by themselves this time. They didn't pair off with any poets, but the music and the dance performances, we had people crying in the audience, and it was
awesome.
It was amazing, and it was just there was power to the performance. A lot of people think, oh, modern dance, no, there was so much power in the message. You could not deny. Everybody was silent, and the thing that really impacted me was the fact that it was interactive with the audience, which, it's one of those things you're like, what if somebody doesn't a lot of people are weird about being touched or in their bubble, but everyone there was very welcoming to be a part of what they were bringing,
awesome.
which, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, is that person going to respond?
Right.
And when they do, and you can literally see, I don't know how to put it, you could just see the emotion between the connection.
That's fantastic.
And I literally had to fight tears because it was that impactful and very beautifully delivered. So I can imagine this is going to be an evening like full of that. I can imagine that's going to be just spectacular. What is it like the night of for you guys that are participating or you're coordinating, planning it? What's it like backstage, on the stage? Tell us a little bit about the behind the scenes for something like this.
For Lisa, it's probably a lot different than performing. She's doing, she's calling lights, she's going back and forth, making sure everyone's, on the stage when they need to be on the stage. For us, you're just really excited.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a little bit nervous, but you're excited just to be presenting your works. You're excited to see the other people's works, and because a lot of time you don't get to see them except for at Collage. So, what's Green Space doing again, or what's Trailer Rock doing, and so there's just a lot of excitement. And
and it's nice when you perform so much and you've been on the stage so much. It's nerves, but it's in a good way. It's not you freaking out backstage because you've done it so many times, but it's just like exciting. And obviously we all want to share our art and share what we have to say through our movement, and so it is really important to us that we do get this opportunity to do that at least once a year. I know Jesse and I try and have more concerts throughout the year, but it is very important that we do get to get our message out and get what we have to say out, and hopefully make someone feel something, like you were saying. It's just
have your impact,
right?
So obviously you guys have several people participating, and how has this type of event impacted you individually in your own dance companies? How does, because I know we watch a lot of movies and they're like, we're going to the regionals. And it's like the whole movie. I'm not trying to make light of it, but it's like the whole, climatic event, So is it like that for you guys? Because I actually enjoy those movies.
Yeah, me too.
I actually, my husband exposed me to one of them. He's going to kill me. He actually loves his ballroom dancing.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it's such a cute love story. And I have to agree. It's an awesome film. So, but I feel like that's what it's like for you guys. Is it? I don't know.
It's just, I just feel like that is just a different dance world. It's definitely a part of the dance world. I used to do competition dancing. Jesse did Rangerettes, which is a little different than our modern
drill
dance
team.
drill team, stuff like that. So I feel like that's a different kind of part of the dance world. But for me personally, it's so gratifying to be able to continue to do this, to perform, because, you know, I didn't move away. I didn't go to New York City, or I didn't go to Chicago. And, you know, I think I could have, you know, but I just didn't make that choice. And I wanted to stay around here. This is my home, so my family is. You know, I love it here. And so I'm just really grateful that even in such a well, I don't want to call Denton small anymore. It used to be at one point. It's not anymore when Denton used to be small. But, you know, people might not think there's a lot of performing or arts opportunities, especially for dance, because it's very music centered here. And to get these opportunities, you know, to do that in this community is really important. And it's really nice that we are all able to still perform and choreograph and have a nice space and have lights and have a videographer to, you know, document it.
Yeah, that's
and
a big
Lisa
thing.
makes this possible.
And Lisa does all of this for us.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, props, Lisa.
Yeah. This is all.
I have been on the end. I had a company in New York for 20 years, and I was writing grants and being the one to get other people and coming into it and stuff. And that is really so hard, and it takes so much energy and so much focus and compassion for other people and what they're doing, because you can't let your ego get in the way. Because you're producing the work of other people.
Yes.
It's very generous.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
And-
well, and
forward
I
to
know
it.
you know.
It's very generous, and I love that I have a home base that I can always put work in, and I don't have to be responsible for the whole show.
Exactly.
I don't even have responsible for getting the theater. Somebody else
Yes.
does that and allows us to present our work. And it also gives people who normally wouldn't, like my students, normally wouldn't have a chance to really be on stage.
Yeah,
A chance to do that.
Yeah.
And they're so grateful.
That's amazing.
So
And
are we.
that's why you do it too. I mean, for your obviously and you enjoy doing it yourself, but to be able to present that opportunity to someone who has that passion and fire in their eyes for all of this, it makes it so worth it. And you're right, a lot of times we get so busy being the producers of the show that we rarely get to present our craft.
Yeah.
And so when you take that hat off and you're in there, you feel all that adrenaline, like you
Yeah.
said, and it's fun. You forget, you know, sometimes because you're so busy trying to perfect something for everyone else that you forget that, you know, hey, I need to
Kind of
have a
lose
little
sight.
bit. Yeah.
And like Lisa was saying, sometimes you don't have the time, the rehearsal time to create 8 to 10 works to present your own concert. And so sometimes it's nice to go, okay, we don't have a ton of time, but we could create 2 or 3 pieces and still feel like we can contribute and still be dancing, still feel like we're a part of the dance world. So we look forward to this every year because it's, especially now for us, everyone's a mom or they're in college or there's some place that they don't have as much time. I don't have the brain power that I used to make a whole show myself anymore, or at least right now. So it's really nice to be able to come together, and we get inspired from seeing each other. And
Definitely.
because I don't always think about doing props or something, and then when I see Karen, I'm like, oh, they use scarves, it's so beautiful. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah.
That's amazing that y'all feed off of each other. And that's what a community is about. That's what your tribe is for, you know, to inspire and to support and nurture everybody and, you know, whoever's in that whole tribe. And then also encourage people because, you know, a lot of times as artists, dancers, musicians, whatnot, we have a lot of people that are on the sidelines watching with stars in their eyes.
Right.
And all it is that whole, you know, fear. I want to do what they're doing. I can dance just as good, but I've never done it in front of anybody. And you got to find the diamonds in the rough to be able to say, you know what? Let's put these people on stage because they need to be, you know, or I see a talent in them. So what would you guys tell someone, you know, I know you guys have been doing it for, you know, most of your life, but how do you approach someone that just has that fire and passion and wants to learn at a later age?
I would say that you don't let fear get in your way, and you follow directions. Watch this person on this side. Turn around. Watch this person on that side. Learn from watching, and doing, and jump in. It's a lot of adults that I teach. They are wanting a book learned situation. They want an introductory kind of thing for everything. And dancing's not like that. You learn by doing. You know, you can't give them a whole explanation on, you know, why do we do tandu? You just do it. Just do it, and I'll tell you later.
Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But yeah, I think that the worst thing you could do is not try something that you've always wanted to do.
Definitely.
You know, it's not good.
No, it's not good for the soul. You will always have that yearning within yourself. So where can someone get involved with something like this, whether it be as Denton Dance Festival or, you know, what do you guys offer as far as somebody who's like, hey, I see there's 4 different people on there from 4 different companies. How do I get involved? Where do I sign up?
Right.
So, and each of you may have different things catering to different, you know, people, but or groups, age groups or whatnot. Just something really quick so that we can put that out there for each of you as a dance company, not just Denton Dance Festival.
Well, I think, do you? Okay.
All you.
I have a dance studio called Denton Dance Conservatory, and we take dancers ages 3 to adult, and we do have an adult dance fitness program that offers ballet, tap, contemporary, and hip hop. Thank you. Yes.
For beginners
and,
or
beginners to intermediate. Yes, and then once they're past intermediate, we can work them into our advanced classes.
Very nice.
So yeah.
Basically, I offer several classes for adults at Green Space.
Nice.
And several of the, you know, often dancers are coming back to it after a long period of time. Maybe they've stopped to have children and they're like, I want to start dancing again. And they're really tentative. They're like, oh, I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be, I don't want anybody to like, I don't want to embarrass myself. And so I really try to make the classes really open level and make everybody feel a sense of belonging and not judged.
That's awesome.
And, you know, so trying to let adults know that it's really a wonderful thing, even if you haven't been doing it, or even if you're not coming back to it, if you're just beginning it. It's a really nice thing to get part of the community and to dance with people that you get to know, and you get to know them beyond just the dance classroom.
Yeah.
And then performing is a whole nother level of that, because it's always like, oh, remember last year when so-and-so did such, oh, that was, you know, then you have these common threads that you can go back to. So it's a really great way for adults to be with other adults that maybe have like, you know, spirits or minds and do something besides just, you know, go out for a drink or something. Let's go to a dance class. Let's, you know what I mean? Seriously, it gives you, it's a whole social thing that's really nice about it too.
Yeah, definitely.
Keeps you in shape.
Yeah, definitely.
Simple Sparrow, we don't have any classes ongoing. Sometimes we will do summer classes, and those are more like intermediate to advanced. So it's more for people that maybe have graduated from college and they're like, well, now what do I dance if I'm not in a company or I'm not in my classes anymore? So we'll post that on our Facebook page if we're having summer classes on this day. So we're always up for, if someone's like, hey, I'm interested in this, then you could let us know, hey, we would love to have some advanced classes. When can we start some up? Because that is kind of the hard in-between place when you leave college and you're kind of like, well, I'm to this level, but where do I go now if I'm not going off someplace to keep my training?
Yeah,
you
to
know,
keep
up.
nurturing it, definitely. And you can find your dance.
We're on Simple Sparrow Dance Company. We have a Facebook page, and it's also simplesparrowdance.com.
Okay, and yours would be Green Space.
Green Space Arts Collective.
Okay, and can you guys be found on Instagram too as well? I'm not sure.
We are not on Instagram.
We're not on
Okay,
Instagram.
okay. So Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram too, Denton Dance Conservatory.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then on Facebook as well. And I know Cholo Rock is on Facebook and on Instagram.
And on Instagram.
Well, definitely, you guys check this out. Now, is there anything else y'all want to add to this wonderful event? Because this is going to be packed with a lot of entertainment. And where can you get tickets for this?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. you can go to DentonCityContemporaryBallet.org, which is the longest name ever. If you see one of our posters, you can, do that
QR
thing.
code.
Yes,
The
thank you. Or you can call 940-382-1915
Okay.
for tickets, Monday through Friday between 1 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys make sure this would be a great event for a weekend or a date or a girls' night out or
Yes.
mother-daughter or whoever, son, whoever enjoys dancing. You're going to get a very wonderful variety of styles, music, probably a lot of emotions too. I'm pretty sure I would cry at some point during this whole So I really appreciate you ladies coming on here and sharing this with us. I really hope that it is a great success and that you guys have a lot of fun this year because this is a
thank you.
big
Thank
opportunity to have a
you.
lot of wonderful people in one spot. So
Thank you.
Awesome.
definitely. And you got the information. If you want to look for them online, definitely do that. You can call. We'll try to put this flyer up on the comments of the actual podcast so that we can link you guys. Thank you, ladies, for coming
Thank you
on.
so
and
much.
being
Thank you for
with
having
us.
for
us.
your
Thank you
time.
very much.
I had a great time getting to know all of
Same
you.
here.
Yay!
So thank you so much for staying here with us for 2 shows tonight on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie. We will see you next week. And next week we actually have another doubleheader evening. So you guys make sure to check out the artists that we have booked for next week. We will see you. Have a great week. Thank you.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton. Do you love live music? If so, make Denton, Texas your next vacation. Find more information at discoverdenton.com.